And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen.
When you start seeing failure as just another event and not an end, then you never die out of enthusiasm. Knowing that the road ahead is difficult and laid with bumps, you are fully prepared to face them and drive through. When you start learning from events that happen around you, you start growing in life. Have an eye to look for optimism and setbacks as well. Learn from them and keep thinking and talking about your ambitions. You have to break your boundaries and embrace the things that you have fear about. Having an aversion towards things is not going to help you grow in life. Walk to your fear and conquer it with courage.
Say the first one is, you're not the smartest person in school. I had that issue. So my big thing was how I addressed that problem was I had to sit down. Each thing that is wrong with you has to be a focal point. You can't look at this gigantic list and say, I gotta change all this shit. My God, this is crazy. No. You take off the first one. I want to be smarter. For me, that was my thing. I have to become more intelligent. I have such a severe learning disability, man. I can't retain shit. I had to now get that one thing and then strategize in that one problem. How can I do this? I'm not going to learn like you. I'm not going to learn like anybody else. How am I going to figure this out? So I then figured out, okay, where are my strengths here? What are my weaknesses in learning? All right, man. How am I going to do this? And I figured out a way to do it by just strategizing. So how I learn to this day, if I have a big manual to study, I will have to get a bunch of spiral notebooks from the daggone store. And each page, I have to write each page out, maybe 10 times. So there was a 1,000-page dive manual that I got 18 months before I went to dive school.
You are aware about your own strengths and qualities. You do not need anyone to give a stamp on them. Just like how a lion does not need anyone's validation, you will become strong by believing in yourself. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, life on that idea. If you find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere. Walking an easy path certainly does not promise growth opportunities. Challenges and obstacles bring out your true abilities and helps you to grow in life. This inspires to set high goals and work towards achieving it.
Most people, I'm not smart, I'm gonna go so I can pass this test. I realized, hang on a second, I'm not smart. How can I get past this? How can I get through this obstacle? I need to acquire this book 18 months in advance because it could take me 18 months to write down each page over and over again to then put it to memory. So when the question came up, I had written that question so many times down on paper that I could recall, okay, page 71 was where I remember seeing this, and I can recall it that way. And that's how I did it. So you got to strategize on each problem you have in life. Slowly break down that problem. Don't think about all the problems you have, just one at a time. And before you know it, you fix all these problems, but you cannot focus on just on the one thing at a time.
The problem is not the problem. The problem is your attitude about the problem. Having a proactive and problem-solving attitude will be really effective in finding a solution. There is always a first time for everything that we do. The same is true for quitting as well. Michael Jordan says that making quitting a habit is something that you should be totally averse of. If you quit once, it becomes a habit. Don't quit to become successful. There is a lot of hard work. If people knew how hard I had to work to gain my mastery, it would not seem so wonderful at all. We should always be prepared to face challenges in life. The diversity in life makes obstacles and challenges an inherent part of our lives. Do not be afraid. Be ready to deal with absolutely anything that comes on your path. Many of life's failures are people who did not realize how close they were to success when they gave up development. Never give up attitude, be persistent, and work till the finish line, for it is never far away.
A lot of us, mediocrity is everywhere right now. And we're all trying to find an easy way out. And we're judging ourselves. Let's say there's 10 people in this room, and we're all mediocre. But I'm the best of the mediocre people. I now think I'm great. I'm great. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great, that tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that feeling. that challenging feeling of that person waking up 3:30 in the morning and saying, hey, put your shit on, we're going for a run. We don't like that challenge. We like that person who says, hey, no, man, I don't feel good today, man. And they say, oh, it's okay, brother. Take a day off, man. We get a pizza and shit, watch the game. We like that. We love that feeling. Why? Because you understand, man, we're good, bro. We don't want that motherfuckers like this. Hey, man, no, bro. Get your fucking shit on, man. Stop being a punk. We don't want that in our lives. We don't want that person who's constantly challenging our weaknesses. We want that person who's constantly, making us feel nice and good and secure in ours. That's the mediocrity of life.
If a car is on the road, there is a person behind it who made that possible. In the same way, your vision should be aligned with the consequences it can have for the society as a whole. Luck is not something which is constant. You have the ability to change your luck by working hard and zealously to overcome it. That's the only way you can deal with hard luck. The only thing that overcomes hard luck is hard work. You might have noble and ambitious dreams in life, but they are of no value if you do not start working on them.
People wonder, how do you stay hungry all the time? Because after I accomplish something, I don't sit back like a lot of guys who graduate buzz, graduate this, graduate that. They get comfortable. They wonder why I'm getting weak, man. I don't know, I lost my edge. What's going on? Because once you hit the top of the fucking mountain, guess what happened? I'm good. I'm good, so you wonder why you're falling down now. Because once you reach the top of the mountain, you gotta build a fucking another one. That's mediocrity. There's a lot of people in mediocrity who have a nice resume, but they're one-timers, man. They hit a one-time deal, they busted it open, got a lot of money, but they're good. You're mediocre now, man.
A Chinese scholar, Confucius, says that there should be no hurry to reach your goal. But you should never stop once you begin and complete your work. Tests, scores, and measures of achievement tell you where a student is, but they don't tell you where a student could end up. Grades are just a part of life. You can work on improving it.
I don't listen to all that bullshit. I listen to a motherfucker who's like this, man. What's wrong, man? I'm fucking tired, dude. Why are you tired? Because tomorrow, I gotta do the fucking shit again, man. Whatever the shit is that made me fucking nauseous and sick to my stomach, it made me hurt. There's no ending. And that's the person I listen to. That's the person who's gained knowledge. You gain knowledge through suffering. And on the other end of suffering is a world that very few have ever seen.
Success is not about the money earned, but more about the growth in life. It is in the ability to quickly dealing with your problems. You should learn to find a concrete solution and solve the problem at once. This will let you move on in life. The measure of success is not whether you have a tough problem to deal with, but whether it's the same problem you had last year. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do.